Welcome back to my Arsenal News Show. We're here, of course, with my brother Seb in the building as well. Back again for another week, talking everything Arsenal. We've got some big news today, man, to go through. We're talking Bukayo Saka return. We're talking, of course, about a bit some other transfer rumours, as of course Arsenal do make their return back from international break on Tuesday against Fulham at the Emirates. Kick off the new month in April with a game against Fulham. So, yeah, we're gonna go for the latest news today. But we've got Seb with us back again. How you doing? How you been keeping, bro?
Yeah, all good, thank you. Yeah, yourself?
Not too bad, man. Obviously, it's been international break. I've been watching a few of the games. I know you're not really a fan of international break too
No.
much, are you yourself?
To be fair, the Arsenal players have actually done really well in the international break.
Yeah.
The numbers have been brilliant. Odegaard's 4 assists, Lewis Skelly got a goal, Moreno scored twice, Thomas Partey scored twice, Lewis Skelly, obviously England debut, a goal. Wanieri, his under 21s debut, goal. Yeah, they've done really well, the Arsenal players, and big up and fair play to them.
Yeah, brilliant, especially with Lewis Skelly as well,
Yeah.
especially with all the abuse he was
Declan Rice
receiving.
as well with 2 assists as well.
Yeah, Rice,
Playing
brilliant.
each game, yeah.
But I specifically wanted to focus on Skelly because, you saw the abuse he was getting before.
Oh,
And
I
he
know.
completely proved it wrong, didn't they? With
Yeah.
his goal and his man of the match performance, playing both the games as well.
Yeah,
Very, very happy
I
for
don't
him.
understand all that abuse. Well, I do because it's Arsenal and plus he's black. You just know
Yeah.
how the
Yeah,
internet and these media fools are like. Anyway, we've got no time for them. Yeah, you know.
100%. Make sure you guys do hit like buttons up. Make sure you guys do also subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're on the road to 10,000. We're very close to 10,000 subscribers. So get your thoughts in the chat. I can see everyone in the building. Big up to Guna Gathering. Big up to Red Army as well. Big up to Taki. Big up to Paul. Big up to Wookie. Hassan as well. Am I going to the game tonight? I'm afraid I'm not, bro. I know I was meant to, but yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't make it tonight, man, because I got to be up early tomorrow. So um, I would have been back too late, my friend. But yeah, hope you enjoy the game tonight, Wookie, bro. And I know you're going there as well. But yeah, so we're going to start with this big news today, people. Kind of by Charles Watts, of course, journalist over there at Arsenal. And he's saying that there's some growing hope at Arsenal that Bukayo Saka will be involved when they return to action against Fulham next Tuesday night. How big of a boost is this, Seb, man?
Yeah, of course, it's always a big boost when you have your star players back. Of course, you can tell we've definitely missed it because the goals have just dried up in that time. They really haven't. Yeah, you can obviously tell that. But on the flip side as well, you also have to be very careful. And I do actually think Arsenal have rushed him back. I wouldn't have done that because you just know, you just know when if he was to go down again, then it's going to potentially mess him up. But yeah, whenever you get the chance to have him, I guess you have to have it. But as long as he's definitely 100% fit, then yeah, that is a boost. But we are going to need him, of course, for that Real Madrid game if 100% fit. But I just don't want that to be his very first game that he's back. He's obviously got to get a few minutes against Fulham and get a few minutes against Everton leading up to that game. So it's always a big boost. But there's two sides you can look at this, and if anything, I still blame the club for not protecting him enough, for not buying cover. I still blame it largely on the club. But yes, it is a boost to have him back, but yeah, we got to just be careful there and manage him properly. But if you have a chance to have him back, then use it.
Yeah, I 100% agree, mate. 100% agree, and I'm with you on. We could imagine better before this injury because we know there's many games, I don't know, pointless games. I know Carabao Cup is a cup we wanted to win, but come on, you're playing them. Was it Preston that you played the 3-1 game?
Oh yeah, we were 3-0 up.
What's the point of playing him these games, man? There's no need to play him. But this way it comes back to the recruitment once again, where we have no cover for him. We obviously loaned out Reece Nelson to Fulham, who was that cover, and he's obviously got injured at Fulham now. He was never really that answer. I didn't mind Reece as a player, but was he gonna ever give competition to Saka?
No.
Probably not. Yeah, he's good for bring off the bench. I mean, remember him against Bournemouth, that iconic moment. But we never ever went into the window and actually brought another winner there. to give Saka something a bit of a bit of a break, and give us a bit of competition there. Because he's played in these pointless games where I call them pointless because there's already done. We 3-0 up, weren't we, against Preston North End in the Carabao Cup? So that's where you got to look at, and you got to look, and you have to look at the club and people overall at Arsenal for that. But we've got Luca in the building with us. Welcome back, Luca.
Yeah,
How you doing, mate? How you been
I'm
keeping?
good, man. I'm just sorry I was a few minutes late. I was currently
You're
editing
good.
the video, but yeah, go on. Yeah,
You're good, mate.
I'm good, man.
Yeah, we just started talking about Saka. Current today by Charles Watts Luca that he's a grand hope that Arsenal can get him back involved for Tuesday night against Fulham. So I'll just asking Seb, how big of a boost is it for you, Luca, that he's back, obviously, for the Fulham game?
I think for me, look, this manager, Mikel Arteta, right? Before I do get into Arteta, before I cook this manager, right? Is first things first, we'll say to start off with the positive things. It's good to have Bukayo Saka back, our star man. We know Ethan is the plan B star man, right? But Bukayo Saka, very good to have him back towards the end of the season. Bit too late now that we're not really challenging for a league title because now we're 12 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool will pretty much need to win the next 3 games and then they're confirmed champions. So we'd have to hope that they lose all their games and it's not going to happen. So I look at it as a perspective. Look, why would you rush Mikel Arteta for Bukayo Saka to come back? Why would you rush, Bukayo Saka to come back where I wouldn't play him for the rest of the season? We're not going to beat Real Madrid in a couple of weeks' time, right? Mikel Arteta, this manager, has done it in the past. He put Russ Thomas Partey one time during that lockdown game against Tottenham in 2020, and then
I remember that.
Ended up getting injured. He's rushed players in the past, and this is why. No, I don't think Bukayo Saka will end up going into Michael Owen. That's just a bit of luck. That just a bit happens. And it's very hard to predict if it does go down. I don't think he will. I think he's a strong man. Look, when Bukayo Saka got that injury against Crystal Palace, Josh and said, right, against Crystal Palace on the 21st of December, just a few days before Christmas, I don't know if everyone actually thought Bukayo Saka wasn't going to be back. The target was for him to come back majority April, and we are in April next week. So Bukayo Saka could be back for April Fool's Day. And I look at Bukayo Saka. Why is this manager rushing a star man where you need to get him fully fit for pre-season? Like, we're not going to win the Champions League. We're going to lose to Real Madrid, right, in a couple of weeks' time. And this manager wants to get Bukayo Saka back to try and save our season against Real Madrid. No, I don't understand why he's rushing this. We're going back to the same situation, right? But this fan base is getting all gassy, thinking, oh, yeah, our star man, Bukayo Saka, is back, right now. Everyone's going to start getting Bukayo Saka merchandise tops on against Real Madrid, right? Well, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, why bring him back? Don't get me wrong. I don't want people to feel like, oh, Luca's moaning because he doesn't want him back. If he's back, he's back. I'm happy that he's back. But why are we rushing him back where, one, we're not going to beat Real Madrid, two, yes, the club are actually seeing when we do play that behind closed doors in a few days, right? Personally, I thought the game was already gone, but it isn't. 3, we're rushing him back. 4, what if he picks up an injury from now to the end of the season?
He'll be gone for the rest of the season if he does pick up another injury.
Yeah, of course. Gunnar Gathering says in the chat, who's saying he's... Well, we are Gunnar Gathering. We are rushing Bukayo Saka back. Because at the end of the day, right...
If you look at the scar on his leg, then you'll see how bad it was.
It is how bad it is. That's what happened when we beat Crystal Palace in that December game, 5-1. We are rushing. Thank you, Voodoo Doll Gaming. Thank you, Drew, for asking
that. Drew makes a really good comment. April on Twitter. I mean, April Fool's Day.
It could be April Fool's Day. It was doing those funny flipping hide and go seek moments, right? But I just look at Saka. Look, why rush him back in a big game against Real Madrid? If Saka thinks himself as a player thinking I'm ready to go, cool. No complaints. Arteta's done it right. But if he feels like he's not 100% and he feels like he's kind of exaggerating and saying, right, okay, he doesn't feel like he's not ready, It comes down to the manager. Again, facts. Because Mikel Arteta, right, is now uniting, right, by using Bukayo Saka to come back against Real Madrid. And then the pressure's going to get on him thinking, oh my God, I've got to put 110 performance. Not just only me. Martinelli, Trossard, Odegaard, and now all these Declan Rice are all now Ethan Wanyerny, all got to now pressurise to say we need to be critical. We need to stop the best team in the world, right, to get to the semi-finals and play either PSG or Villa. Like, what is it going to be, Mikel Arteta? Don't get me wrong. People are happy that Bukayo Saka is coming back. We're all happy. Me, you, Seb, the Arsenal fans in Josh's chat, we're all happy that Saka's coming back. But don't be surprised if this guy ends up getting a bit rusty towards the end of the season.
Well, yeah, he's not going to... I don't expect to come back and hit the ground running straight away, honestly, in terms of being his normal self, because, I mean, I even saw it with Ben White, Luca, when he's came back recently, and he's not even looked at his best. He looks a bit shaky, but it's normal. And Saka's came back from a torn hamstring injury. Like, I don't expect this guy to come in and hit the ground running like what we've seen in the start of the season. I'll be very surprised if he did do that. I don't think it'll be the same just yet. But, as time goes on, I'm sure he'll get back to his, as anyone who comes back, injury happens.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, go on, my friend.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, of course.
But the thing is, right, Bukayo Saka, right, look, we don't expect, all Arsenal fans, we don't expect Bukayo Saka to come back ahead of schedule, like we said. But what if he does come back and be like, right, I'm scoring against Fulham off the bench. I'm scoring at Merseyside. I'm scoring at Real Madrid, right? Then fair enough. Then people are going to say, oh, we have not missed Bukayo Saka. Or we have missed Bukayo Saka. We know the guy is now obviously so magical that he's managed to come back within seconds. But I just feel like the club know what they're doing. Well, let's see if he doesn't get injured. Because if he does get injured, then we don't know what they're doing, right? But we need to take it easy because he's our main player. He got us challenging for the league title for 2 consecutive seasons, right? This season doesn't count as a title challenge because we will never win a title challenge. But top gooners think we are. But Bukayo Saka, what I want to see from him from next season, despite we're going to have to add a bit of cover in the summer, because I want, not only are we going to go for a centre forward, and that will be our target first for the summer, whether it's going to be a Sesko, whether it's going to be an Isak or anyone like that. Right, I personally think it's going to be Sesko, and then we need. It's about us getting a wide player that's going to come in, that's going to challenge Bukayo Saka. That's what I want to see. I want to see someone coming in, whether it's a Semenyo, Kudus, or anyone who's going to come in that's going to do a job. Nico Williams, someone like that that's going to come in and be like, okay, I'm ready to challenge Bukayo Saka. I'm not guaranteed to get ahead of Bukayo, or I'll start in one stage. Martinelli might not start your game. Trossard could be sold. I'm guaranteed to start on the other side of the wing against Saka.
Yeah, 100%. So this is breaking as well. Arsenal apparently scheduled a friendly match behind closed doors to give players who stay behind during the break some minutes. And apparently Saka will take part in the match as he steps up his recovery. I think it's a really good idea, guys, to give him a little game. What do you guys think?
I think for me, it's a good idea to see him play, but I don't want him playing 90 minutes. I'd rather have him play for about 60. See how he goes. Depending on who the opponent is. Who is it going to be? Because
I don't think they know that, do they, Seb? Who they're playing?
Don't be surprised if it's someone like Watford.
It's probably Watford because
it'll definitely be a local team.
It'll be local.
Someone like that. You know what I mean? We can all dream of being a South End, but it's not going to happen.
It's only South End. Milton Keynes.
well, they can't because they're playing Fleetwood Saturday. So, but majority, I think it would probably end up being a Championship team. I think it will end up being Watford, and I don't know, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. And regardless, I don't want him playing the whole 90 minutes. But if he feels like he can, then have him on the bench against Fulham. Have Starboy come back against Fulham. We should have enough to beat Fulham. And I know we haven't beaten Fulham for 2 consecutive seasons, and they're having an all right season, Fulham. And Fulham have actually improved in the last couple of seasons. They're still in the FA Cup. They've got a chance to get to Wembley. Bit of silverware to bring back to Fulham. And I would look in those two games, Fulham and Everton. They're not really well. Guessing you can class it as an important games because it's about getting top four, as this football club only cares about top four. That Real Madrid game, we need to get that Saka. Right now, I say Saka is probably about 70% fit, 75% fit.
Yeah.
I'll say that as well. Yeah.
So hopefully bring him off the bench in a few Fulham and Everton games. See what he's like, see if he's rusty, see if he's available for the Madrid game. But yeah, I don't know, man. Is there echo by the way? But no, it's good. It's good. It's gone now. It's gone.
Am I lagging a little bit?
No, you're good now. But Seb, what do you think? Do you think this is a good idea to give him, for him to take part in the friendly behind closed doors, like training game sort of thing?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, possibly. Maybe people usually use these things to build them up to fitness and to get them going. But yeah, I'd say so. Maybe also they're doing this because they've had a couple of weeks without playing. So I suspect it'll probably take place on Saturday because there's no game now until Tuesday. So yeah, I reckon so. I think this could be a smart move from the club, and yeah, just to get people going again for the latter stages of the season.
Yeah, so obviously in terms of the players that should be involved, all the players that didn't obviously go into international break. So if I'm trying to think, it would be the likes of maybe Neto as the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
Neto would be in there because obviously, but Ray didn't play, did he? International
No,
break?
he didn't, but he didn't, but he won't.
I presume he will change the goalkeepers around, of course.
He'll use the other keepers.
I reckon he'll use a few youth players in the back line. Maybe Ben White could get some minutes, to be fair.
Oh yeah, Ben White as well. Yeah, they'll use him for that.
They'll definitely use him for that.
Yeah.
I think Tierney went international.
Tierney went to Scotland. Yeah. I think all the other Jorginho didn't go. So.
Jorginho didn't go, so I think he'll play.
He'll play. I think did Martinelli go? I don't know.
Martinelli, I can't remember.
Martinelli could go, but obviously he wasn't involved in the squad yesterday.
Yeah, so he won't play.
Did he actually go, Martinelli? I'm not sure he did.
I'm not sure. I think he did.
Gabriel Magalhaes went, and then he got
brought back though, didn't he? Yeah.
And he got because he got suspended in the other game. So
if it's against someone like a Watford or Millwall or maybe Leighton Orient, something like that.
I reckon we could see that Max Dalman play for this type of game.
He scored yesterday.
He looks a player.
He does. For sure.
We do need to get him down to a professional contract. And of course, if you're doing all this at 15, doesn't necessarily mean you're definitely going to do it.
No.
This is a promising player that we've got to keep and we've got to look at. But yeah, it's going to be hard to get him tied down, just like we was with Chido and
maybe even
Ranieri and all that. But
maybe even Raheem Sterling. Someone put in the Wiki put in the chat Sterling to play this game as well. He probably would as well.
Yeah, he'll play.
Maybe that Butler guy as well, or the Edgy may play.
Oh yeah,
I reckon he'll play. So guys, obviously, we'll keep you updated on the channel to see what happens if when it comes out, because I know they keep it behind closed doors, so you can't watch the game, but they usually do come out with something after the game.
Behind closed door matches, wherever we get
sometimes
deliver, mate.
Sometimes they show the goals, and sometimes they show the highlights. But we have to wait and see what happens, people. But there's just some news there as well.
I reckon, like when you say like all these youngsters, do you feel like Arsenal have got a very good academy system now? Now, people didn't know who Ethan Wanyama was. I don't on the 21s. You look at him now. Saka came through. Smith Rowe under Unai Emery. Now Max Dalman. We're getting all these star boy players. Do you feel that's a positive thing going forward as a club?
Oh, 100%. No, 100%. It's just about whether or not these will get the opportunities at Arsenal, because I think it said rightly pointed out, that we let go of Chibo Martin and we let go of Aiden Heaven, weren't it? Both to Manchester United. Yeah. And now Eden Heavens obviously played against Arsenal and he's getting game time. And obviously Chido Martin is a very, very highly rated player. So that's the thing I want us to do. And it looks like, we're going to keep Wanyeri, hopefully sign him on a new contract, which is great news there. We're going to keep obviously Lewis Skelly. But a player like Max Dalman is a player that, we need to start, because I know there'll be quite a lot of people looking at this guy as well. So yeah, no, it's massive positive, man. Of course it is, to be fair. Right. I wanted to move to quite an interesting, because I made a video on this the other day, in fact, and it is very interesting, mate. To be honest with you, there's been quite a few mixture of reports on this one, but this is going by Madrid Zone. Now, Madrid Zone are like the biggest Madrid outlet on there on Twitter. I think they've got millions of followers. And the Spanish report, many reports are in Spain actually talking about this. This Cope report over there, I think there's quite a few really high respective Spanish reports over there saying Real Madrid are now ahead of Arsenal in the race for Martin Zubimendi. He's their priority target and the club is accelerating. So looking like Madrid's looking to hijack the deal from Arsenal after all what happened in January, saying we've reached a pre-agreement, to sign Zubimendi, and we're in advanced talks to sign him. Out of nowhere, Real Madrid's looking to hijack the deal for Zubimendi. Now, I look at it this way before I come to you guys, right? Me and Seb was talking about this backstage. Like, the guy is Spanish, yeah? The guy is obviously, this is his home, this is his home country. And he's going to know Real Madrid is the biggest club in world football. It's going to be very hard to turn down a team like Real Madrid, considering the fact that their midfield is aging as well. They're going to get, Luka Modric is in his last season. Camavinga apparently is not happy at Real Madrid. I don't know whether he can leave or not. Tchouaméni doesn't really it seems to be more a centre back, whereas a midfielder now, right? Valverde is that main guy for them. But there's definitely going to be options. Dani Ceballos may even move on. I know they've got a lot of depth there, Real Madrid, but I think a few of them will move on as well, which opened the door for a player like Zubimendi, who we know is very, very highly regarded over there in Real Sociedad. So he's going to see the idea of Madrid. He's going to see the idea of staying in Spain as well. I'll come to you first, Seb, mate. Real Madrid's a hijack Zubimendi. What do you make of this?
I'm concerned. I'm worried about this now, because like you said, he's a Spanish guy, and plus, if you get the chance to go Real Madrid, pretty much no one turns that down. You see, they've just bought Trent now. Trent was always going to go down there. It was always going to happen. So when that comes available, that is always a very appealing move. And like we said, he's a Spanish guy. Spanish is city. He never really wanted to leave Real Sociedad because he didn't want to leave Spain. So honestly, this will just be indicative of our board and stuff if this happens. And this is not the first, second, and third time we've seen this. But honestly, what have they been doing all this time if that happens? Since January, they told us, it's nearly done, it's nearly done. And then the last few weeks, it's pretty much done, it's pretty much done. Well, we've been lied to all this time if this doesn't come off. And I really will lash onto the club if they don't let this happen. I've always wanted this guy. I rate him so highly. I think he's like another Rodri. Trust me, he is class. And we're going to need a midfielder. Partey's going. Jorginho's going. And they mustn't dare let that happen and then not sign another midfielder, then just renew Partey and Jorginho, because that won't be moving forwards. We've got to get this guy. And how, honestly, is it possible to be working on a deal so long and not closing? It's just typical of this club. And then people will still come up with excuses. There's no excuses here. Yes, I know it's Real Madrid, and of course they're a bigger club than us, biggest club in the world. Yes. But we have been working on this deal since January. Real Madrid have only just come in this month, pretty much. So what was going on all that time? What was going on? And don't forget, this guy turned down Liverpool to stay in Spain. So if anyone's obviously not worried about this, seriously, just think about the bigger picture, because I really am, and I'm sure you are as well, Luca.
You just have to wait and see what
I want this guy so badly.
You have to wait and see what I'm going to say.
Because I wanted Kimmich as well, but he's decided to stay at Bayern Munich. Fine, fair enough. But this will not be acceptable if they let this one slip their fingers. And there's another player as well, which I'm warning the club about, which we'll get on to a bit later. I'm sure we will.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'll get onto that in a minute. But seriously, I'm not having it this time. We deserve the players this time, the finished articles, the players, especially after what they've done to us in January and last summer as well. I'm counting that as well, because this is why we have fallen short again this season and we have missed our opportunity. Because I'm watching this club. I back this new director that's coming in, but the people above and this manager are on thin ice now. And they better sort this deal out. You sort this signing. And I want this player in before the summer window. I don't want them messing around in the summer trying to get this over the line and then letting every other attacker go.
Yeah.
Get this done before the window opens.
No, I'm
move on to the next player.
Yeah,
none of them messing around like they always do. And then they can't close it.
No, you're spot on, mate. And like another thing as well, we're still waiting for this direct to be announced, aren't we, Sam?
Exactly. Where is he? We got a game. We got a game in less than a week now. Where is this time? This is the time to get him in, so we can speed this deal up. He'll speed it up. He'll speed it up. He'll get it done quickly. And because there's no director, of course, things aren't going to take ages. I think this is going to not get done. He'll speed this guy. This darn deal. Get him in now.
Yeah.
We all know it's happening. Why does he ever take? It's always with us. It takes ages and ages and ages. It doesn't with any other club.
No, always.
We have other people in group chats saying, "Oh, but deals take forever because they're very complicated to do." Oh,
maybe write it on the Arsenal lounge. Maybe write it on the Arsenal lounge.
Yeah, excuses. There is none. The people will just sit there and make excuses, and this is why.
Yeah.
Because timing is always crucial to deals to avoid hijacks. Timing is so crucial. Because mean it. They better get this done. I'm telling you now, get this done.
Yeah, 100%, mate.
Luca, doing I'm messing around in January.
Luca, what do you think of this? Do you think this will actually happen? Like, do you see Real Madrid hijacking Zubimendi from us?
The thing is, right, I want to give a massive shout out. Arsenal Domination made a video on this today, and it brought me some ideas on this one. And I know this is probably I mentioned someone which is not really irrelevant, but he made a video about, of course, Zubimendi, like what you said earlier, Josh, and said about Real Madrid, of course, do have Valverde, and Carlo Ancelotti put him as a right back position. Tchouaméni is more of a centre back or defensive midfielder.
Exactly.
Modric has signed a 1-year deal. He's 40 years old.
He's barely ready going to play, though.
Jude Bellingham, exactly. Jude Bellingham, they've got in midfield. Camavinga's unhappy, apparently. Man City want Camavinga, yeah?
Yeah.
I think, for me, this Zubimendi move to Real Madrid, I don't see it happening. I think Arsenal are going to get him. Because I tell you why.
I really hope you're right, mate. I hope
so.
I'm panicking now.
It wouldn't surprise me if we don't. It'd be typical Arsenal, probably not going for someone like Douglas Luiz. But anyway, I think for me, Zubimendi.
Douglas Luiz.
Oh no, that boat sailed.
That's 2021, mate. But I think Zubimendi will happen because this move to Real Madrid will not make sense because Real Madrid might use people like Valverde in some games in midfield, especially in the bigger competitions like in the Champions League. Because will they use Valverde at a right wing back against Arsenal and play Tchouaméni's already suspended in the first leg?
Is he?
Well, yeah, he's suspended because he got
against us in the first leg.
Suspended for the first leg. He got picked up 5 yellow cards. But I don't see this. Yeah, he did research it. But I think for me, Zubimendi would not get into the Real Madrid side. I don't think so. I don't think look. If Real Madrid's plan next season, whoever the manager's going to be next season, Xabi Alonso or anyone's going to come in, because Ancelotti's going to Brazil next season, right?
Are you sure?
Well, I think he'll go Brazil.
Why don't Arsenal get Ancelotti?
Is this club not ambitious?
I know.
They like to go for.
I know. He'll be gone. He'll definitely be gone at the end of the season. Especially if there's no.
And give them so much pay rise contract.
Yeah,
but I think for me, Zubimendi does not get into this Real Madrid side. The only way I can see him getting in this side, I can see him more of a Luka Modric replacement. or more of a Camavinga replacement? Because is Zubimendi really going to fit there? Where you've got Jude Bellingham, Tchouaméni. Depends if Real Madrid are they going to use Trent Alexander-Arnold as the midfielder? Because I can see Ancelotti. I worked this out today, right before this podcast happened. You play Valverde at right back in some games, then you play Tchouaméni in midfield, because Real Madrid are not planning to get Saliba in this summer, right? Where there's something where I do need to touch on that about Saliba, because the thing is, will Real Madrid end up getting a centre back? Because they're looking at Saliba for the long term, and they come out and said that they don't need any centre backs. And Militao is now injured to the end of the season, and once when he comes back, you're going to have him and Rudiger. They're going to use Tchouaméni as a centre back next season, and also playing two different positions. Would Zubimendi really get into that team if Camavinga goes to Man City or elsewhere? Because if Zubimendi goes, Arsenal would have to go and look for another long term. Because that means Zubimendi. I don't see this happening, because Real Madrid might have to keep Camavinga as squad depth, because they've got too many midfielders. So they have to make a shift elsewhere. If they're going to use Valverde as a right wing back, use Tchouaméni, as you said, Josh and Seb, as a centre back.
Yeah, yeah.
So
they're going to need Zubimendi, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think he doesn't get in the team.
I think there's always room.
Why not?
Because what if Real Madrid don't use Valverde as a right back in every single game? We don't know until next season.
Well, Trent, they've now got Trent now. So.
They've got Trent, to be fair.
Yeah. And you're going to have Bellingham, Trent, and who in midfield? You're going to have Zubimendi there, or you're going to have Valverde playing in some games? Is that midfield really working? Zubimendi, Bellingham, and Trent. Is that really an exciting midfield?
Maybe they want to know what's going on with the manager or something. But of course, Real Madrid are not a team that depends on their manager. There's someone they're bored in their fans. They're bored in their fans.
Well, ideal Zubimendi did say, right, he would open a move to Arsenal, but obviously his ideal when he was linked with Barcelona. Barcelona was obviously his priority, but you go into Real Madrid, you're not going to turn that down. But I can just see him maybe going to Arsenal, because he's guaranteed first team football at Arsenal. We're getting rid of Thomas Partey at the end of the season. This guy's the Thomas Partey replacement. You have Declan Rice in the 6. You have Zubimendi. I think Zubimendi plays in the Rodri position, in an 8 or in a Rodri position. And then you have Declan Rice in the 6. You have Odegaard pulling the strings and does what he has to do. But even if our Arsenal do somehow try and get Zubimendi, I still think we need another midfielder. Not just only Zubimendi, because I don't think that's not enough. Because Zinchenko is going, and we saw Zinchenko in the PSV game. He was absolutely brilliant in midfield. Arteta's not keeping Zinchenko next season. He'll go to a European club, or he'll go to Germany elsewhere, and then that's another loss. So I think we're going to need 2 midfielders in that position for next season, because Partey and Jorginho are going. Right, Partey's probably going to go to Barcelona or elsewhere, or Spain, or Atleti, and then Jorginho will end up going to Flamengo. So if Zubimendi does come in, then the 3 for next season will be Zubi, Rice, and MOA, Odegaard. I still think we need another cover in midfield, because Kimmich has now signed a contract. Yeah. And that cover in midfield has to either be a creativity midfielder for the long term of Odegaard. Like a Barella, like a Wirtz, or anyone like that.
Olmo is the one I like.
Yeah, I like the guy who played for AC Milan, Rangers. Yeah. Right, I think he's a baller.
He's a baller.
I think Arsenal need to go for these type of players if you want to go and win the league.
Definitely. Yeah, Olmo or Wirtz is who I like. Yeah,
that's the problem. But that's what. So you think Zubimendi goes into that side then?
For Real Madrid.
For Real Madrid?
Well, what they actually tend to do is they have someone like Man City do. They keep him for the season, and then next season they'll integrate him in. I can see that happening. And don't forget, he is a Spanish guy.
It might happen. It might happen.
This is why I'm concerned. And whenever you get that opportunity, that opportunity only comes around once. And are you going to really turn it down, especially when you are a Spanish guy? Or I just hope the club have done a lot of groundwork into this and actually do get this done, and they better hurry up.
And also, what you were saying, and also you were saying about the ownership as well. What we were told it was going to happen in March. We're in April on Tuesday. What's going on?
Exactly. Well, there you go.
It's typical Arsenal.
Exactly. There you go. This is what I always concern about. This is it. Exactly.
But we need a director that's
We need it now.
That's going to end up getting quick deals.
Exactly.
We're not shopping in Poundland, for God's sake.
Exactly.
Right? Arsenal need to shop in Morrison's, Tesco, Sainsbury's, Amazon, all these stuff. You know what I'm saying? We should not. You know what I mean?
Proper deals. We're
not in Southend. We should be in Manchester. We should be in Newcastle.
Luca bringing Southend into this, man. What are you bringing Southend into this for, Luca? Huh?
They lost.
You're right there.
Luca, we're bigger than MK Dons, mate. Yeah, MK Dons, small club. But
yeah, and also about Saliba. We talk about Saliba as well, because Saliba for me, this is something where I was watching the Football Terrace yesterday. They had LB Vlogger and Dan Potts on there, right?
They're brilliant.
They were talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold gone to Real Madrid, and Liverpool were actually run down his contract. Oh, Josh is gone; he'll come back. But I think for me, with Saliba, we can't allow Arsenal to run down his deal. You either have to sell him in the summer. That's what you have to do, Seb. You either have Seb, are you muted?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay, oh sorry, my bad. But you either have to sell Saliba and Gabriel now, which we don't want to. They might end up staying next season, and then they want to see what's better in ambition. That Arsenal have to go on and win the league, not finish 12, 15 points, right, of Liverpool, where we almost won the league last season, because we don't know what Man City are going to be next season. People are expecting Man City to be a 2-year transition. They might do. I don't think Man City will win the league next season. Oh, well, maybe Liverpool might win it. If Liverpool do end up getting Isak.
I think that also depends if they keep Salah.
Yeah, it does. I think Salah signs.
If they keep Salah
but Isak's only going to leave for 2 reasons. One, if you offer the money right, what Newcastle want, you get away with 120 million. If Newcastle don't qualify for the top 5 in the Champions League, then because that 5th place now becomes a CL Champions League, then he leaves. And then Arsenal have to go and pounce. They've got to go and take that opportunity, because we can't run down Saliba's contract. And I was watching the stream on the Football Terrace, and Dan Potts mentioned, right, that we'd have to sell Saliba and Gabriel, but we're not thinking about replacing them going into next season. That's for the following season if we don't win anything. So we don't want to see out these contracts. We don't want to go back to the dark days where we end up selling Robbie Van Persie, them lot, seeing out. Well, Van Persie, I think we sold him for 24 million.
24 million.
Yeah, for 1 year left on his deal. We don't want that. No. Because if we don't win anything next season, then we might have to end up sending Saliba at the end of next season with 1 year left on his deal. Him and Gabriel are not going to sign a new deal if we don't win the league next season or the Champions League. They want trophies. That's why this summer,
definitely.
Absolutely massive this summer for Arsenal Football Club.
This is make or break time.
Gabriel to contract. We have to win something next season. Saka, I think he stays. I don't think he leaves. I don't think he is. He's very loyal at Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? I think
it can only be like that for so long. Eventually, there comes a time where you don't want your.
Yeah, but do you think, Seb and Josh, like obviously, like what Liverpool did? We don't want to be in a situation where Liverpool, like Salah and Van Dijk, have not signed a new deal yet. Whereas Trent gone to Real Madrid at the end of the season, we have to tie down. We've got to make a choice now. It's like we're in at the moment. It's like we haven't even got our director announced yet, and the international break just finished. And we need a director before Tuesday. Well, we could do it whenever, but we need to get it done now, right? We either make a choice on Saliba and Gabriel and Martinelli's contract. All these players have got 2 years left on their contracts.
Definitely.
So we need to get it sorted now, because we're not in a position now going into next season for the 2025-2026. We think about that the following season, right? We need to make the choice if we're going to sell Saliba now. Because Arsenal are not planning this summer for centre-backs, right? I don't think we're not. What? So Arsenal going to go out and sign Mark Gay as a replacement for William Saliba. The only defender who I think who can replace Saliba is Bastoni. But I don't know
Yeah.
what you guys think about that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Yeah,
No, I agree with you 100% there. I
you
want
are
to move
right.
on.
That is definitely one that Berta. That's why we need this
Yeah,
director in now, because he'll
we need
get
him
those
now. Yeah.
players tied down.
Yeah, we need him now for sure. I want to move to this because we've got some more Isak news to talk about. So Newcastle apparently paused contract talks with Alexander Isak after he did not accept their initial proposals. With the club now to reassess and plan their next move, both Arsenal and Liverpool increasingly view Isak as their top priority up front this summer. This comes by caught offside today. So he's paused contract talks. Obviously, we know he's still got, what is it, 3 years left?
Yeah,
3 years left his current contract. There's no rush for him to sign a new contract just yet. So that's probably why he's still in the course.
yeah.
He wants a few requirements. But would you? I'll come to you first, Seb, on this. Because I know you had a lot to say about this. You wanted to address this.
I still think he stays next season. I think he gives it one more season, and I think the reason, of course, Newcastle want to get him tied down to new contracts is try and protect his value and obviously defend off clubs like us and Liverpool, because he knows how important they are. And I think if we are going to get him, we have to go at least 150 million. We're definitely going to have to break our record budget. We're going to have to do that. But yeah, that is someone that really ticks all the boxes. And also, I know I went in on the club just now about Zubimendi, and I'm getting onto this as well. The only way I will take Arsenal not signing this guy is if he stays at Newcastle. Because trust me, if he ends up at Liverpool or anywhere else, again, this comes down to the club. Because they've said many times that this is the guy they want.
Yeah.
Especially after that, they didn't do anything last summer and they didn't do anything in January. We deserve now the finished article. And if this is your main target, and this is the guy you really want, I expect them to get it done. Unless he turns round and says, I want to stay at Newcastle, then fair enough, because that will be the only way I'll be like, okay, cool, move on to someone else. But we've got to get this guy, get him, and do whatever it takes to get this guy. But personally, I do actually reckon he does stay at Newcastle. And this is why I'm saying Gyökeres is the guy I really want. And maybe Lautaro Martinez, I'd also be fine with him. I do not want Sesko because I don't think he's good enough. And I don't want potential. I want the ready, finished article now, especially when we're in this position that we are looking to win the league and we are looking to kick on next season. Because next season, we are in a strong position where we could potentially win the title, but only if we have a great summer and we show ambition like this and get players like this. But seriously, this man ticks all the boxes. This man is like the ideal striker, and I reckon he would suit our style. But seriously, Arsenal, if this is the guy you want and he's surplus to requirements, I expect them to get this done. No messing around, and don't dare let him join Liverpool or any rival club, because that would be unacceptable. And I expect if this does happen, I expect every fan as well to also wake up and realise.
Except for a rant.
Yeah, I really do. Because seriously, this is why I compare us to like Real Madrid. They don't accept this. Because seriously, they wanted Mbappe, they got him through. They wanted Bale all that time, they got him through. They wanted other guys, they got them done. And come on, if we want to serious about winning this league, and if there is a chance that he is available, get him done. But if he decides to stay at Newcastle, fine, go and get Gyökeres. But trust me. But in all honesty, I think the reason why Isaac isn't signing right now, and he probably won't because he knows he's got a long contract. So I reckon he'll probably see it out for another year, and then they'll probably come to this again. But of course, Newcastle are going to try and do everything to get this done as soon as possible, because of course, he's like their best striker since.
We would hopefully do the same. Like many clubs would do the same.
But yeah, and anyway, there's no reason for him to renew right now, and now that he's just won a trophy, and yes, he'll probably wait to see how they finish the season if they do get top 4 or qualify for Champions League, and what the plan is for next summer, maybe what they do to see if they improve to make that next step. Because sooner or later, Newcastle will be champions for us. They will do it sooner rather than later. They're just taking a lot longer to do it because of financial fair play and PSR. Well, but they are going to be a major force going forward. We've already seen examples of that this season of what they did to us at the Emirates and the 2 times we have been up there. So, yeah, I don't think there's any reason for him to sign or any hurry for him to sign right now. But Arsenal need to be on alert if there's any hint that they are willing to do business or he's looking for a new challenge. Then we have to be at the front of that queue.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think, Luca, man? Like, they've paused contract talks. Do you see him staying at Newcastle as well?
I think for me, look, this is the guy. Look, if this football club wants to be very, very ambitious, right? And I go all in on this fan base and this football club. And it's not just the fan base's fault, but majority only if they actually think Sesko's all that. But
he's not.
We have to get this guy in if we actually want him. If we don't want him, then go and get Gyökeres. Go and get Victor Osimhen. I don't want people to be like, oh, Sesko's this, Sesko's that.
Yeah.
This, no. I'm sorry, but this manager and this football club needs to back up their ideas and show that they want this guy, yeah? We've seen all journalists and we've seen people tweeting that Isak is the number 1 target. I don't want to hear no excuses. Oh, we tried. No. If Arsenal Football Club, right, want the man, you pay the money and show that next season is the season that you go and win the league. Because Liverpool might end up getting rid of Salah and Van Dijk. Yeah, it would be interesting what they do next season because they might have a brand new squad next season. Luis Diaz's future's on the line. Jota's future's on the line. Salah, we don't know if he's going to sign or not. I think Salah and Van Dijk stay, but Alexander Isak, what you said, Seb and Josh, is 100% right. I think Isak, with a 3-year contract, there's no rush for him to sign another new deal. If Newcastle, the only way I could see him leaving in this summer, if Newcastle don't qualify for that top 5, that 5th place is now becoming a Champions League spot. If Newcastle do finish outside the top 5, he goes, and that's where I see Arsenal now. Bircher, the Atletico Madrid director, I want you to go to this manager, Mikel Arteta and Richard Garden, and say, no, Arsenal Football Club, I'm the director. I want to do a better job than Edu Gaspar and the rest of the men and Vinay and that. Yes. I want to do a better job and say, no, we're slapping 120 million. Newcastle not getting Champions League football. Here, they want 100 million. We did exactly the same what we did with Declan Rice. Yes. That is what I want to see, ambitious. We get this man, right? We will win the league next season. Because for me, this guy is the finished article. This guy is just remind me of Thierry Henry. We already know what Alexander Isak is. But this is what I think will happen. If they get Champions League football, I think he stays for another season. If they don't get Champions League, I can see him going Liverpool. It all depends on Newcastle's position, where they finish. If they get into the top 5, right, or in the top 4, because them winning the Carabao Cup, and if they end up finishing outside the top 5, and he doesn't want Europa League, this guy is good enough to play in the Champions League now. Okay, this guy is probably the best centre forward in Europe right now, and he's better than Haaland. I don't care what anyone actually says.
All round, yes. Right. As all-round striker, yes, I agree.
Haaland's great, right? I'd take Haaland in a heartbeat. Yes. But Alexander Isak has to be the one. But if you're showing as a football club and say, right, okay, we want Gyökeres instead, fair enough. I'll be a little bit disappointed and think, okay, he's not gone to Arsenal, but at least we've got Victor Gyökeres. But when you say that Gyökeres, because you made a video the other day, Josh, and you made a great point saying that apparently Arsenal have represent meetings with Gyökeres. Do you feel like that's actually true, that Arsenal have actually done?
By the way, in the comments, we never said he was Henry. We said he's better than Haaland. We never said Henry.
Take my words on that.
We said Haaland, not Henry.
Josh, do you feel like Arsenal have actually made the representatives with Gyökeres? Do you honestly feel like?
Well, it's all rumours, ain't it, at the moment? But I'd like to hope so. I really like to hope so, because if we go and get Isak, then this guy will be the next one on my list, really, in terms of strikers.
Yeah,
Is
because I don't want
Gyökeres.
Arsenal to go and get Benjamin Sesko.
No, because we probably will get Sesko though. That's the
This is
thing.
what this football club will do, and
Yeah.
they're offering 70 million. You know why they're doing that? Because they want to go and look at other positions because they're worried. No, that's not how you run a football club. We've got money, okay?
Of course.
People are worried. Oh, Arsenal going to have FFP. Mate, 2 transfer windows. We barely spent a lot of money, right? In the summer transfer window, it took us 3 weeks to get Miko Moreno done, right?
Calafiori, how long did that take? Oh, dear me.
Raheem Sterling or Kingsley Coman was the option, not any other wingers, because we panic FC yet again say, right, okay, let's have this player for 6 months to a year. We need a winger. Saka's going to be our star man. We get all these injuries and crumble, yeah? I don't want Sesko at this football club. If he comes, yes, fair enough. We'll back him. But you've got to go and prove it in the Premier League. Because I don't see Sesko as the long term for Arsenal. He's more of another Kai Havertz, okay? He's more of a project youth. And if Arsenal do go and get an Isak or a Gyökeres, they might move Kai Havertz into midfield. They might move him as a midfielder because Havertz is not back until full pre-season. Havertz has not had a good season for Arsenal. He had a good start to the season, carrying from the end of last season, and then he picked up that long-term injury, and we had an update. He's not back until pre-season. But Havertz will be the B-man player if Arsenal, depending what strike. We have to get this summer right. I don't want no excuses from the football club to say, oh, we tried this, we tried that. We went to go and get other positions. Because Juan Garcia is already signing for Arsenal. We know that he's our keeper for the summer.
No, not quite. Atletico Madrid are now trying to.
We might not forget Garcia, Luca.
Atletico Madrid came in. Yes, I saw those rumours that they're very serious. So we've got
another keeper who I would take is the number keeper who I would take. You might disagree with me. Is the Liverpool goalkeeper, the number 2 goalkeeper.
Oh yeah, he's brilliant, Kelleher.
I wouldn't mind taking him.
But I reckon he'll go. He'll want to go somewhere where he starts.
That will be somewhere.
I think he's good enough to be number 1 somewhere now. But yeah, definitely.
But if Isak does go to Liverpool, I can see if he goes. I think he goes to Liverpool because FSG didn't spend no money. They would have to spend money because if Liverpool get Isak and Salah signs, Salah's gonna be like, you know what? I'm signing a new deal here. I won the league. This club is actually showing ambition now, right? They've never been historic, right? Where they've not actually gone and actually bought many players. And they haven't really strengthened since they bought Van Dijk and Alisson, right? And Liverpool will be like, okay, they could go and win the Champions League. They'll be like, you know what? Isak and Mohamed Salah, it's crazy. They would walk the league next season. And then City would be thinking, well, oh my God, we need to do what they need to do. Who is City going to go and get? Because Haaland's not going to be here forever. I know he signed that long-term deal. And I
do think he'll eventually end up at Real Madrid.
So do
eventually.
So do I.
Yeah.
But I don't know what will happen. But I don't know what you guys think. Because if Isak, it all depends if they get champions. It's a bit of a waiting game here.
Essentially, yeah.
It's a bit of a waiting game, Seven, Josh, because Newcastle would only drop the value for 100 million.
I think 120. I think 120 is the minimum they'll take. I don't even think they'll accept 100.
But I would pay the money. I would pay the money for him.
I'll do it. 100%. This guy's.
He's the best of the best right now, isn't he?
And I also think if you want to win the league, get him. And I also think we need an upgrade to Martinelli. I like Martinelli. I'll still keep him, but I just don't think he should be starting every week.
Who would you get rid of, Martinelli or Trossard? For me,
Trossard.
For me, Trossard. Trossard.
For Saudi, because I think with Saudi, if they come in, he's still a player where we can get a fair bit of cash in. While we kept Trossard now, the value is only going to drop and drop because of his age. But right now, if we were to sell him, I think we can get at least 25 million or something like that. So Trossard, I like him, but it's time for him to move on. And Martinelli, I'll still keep, but I just don't think he can be starting every single week if we're serious about winning the league. I think we need an upgrade there, then have him as well in and around the squad. Then on that right, we've got Saka and Waneri now. Looks like he's at that position to rotate with him, but we need like a Semedo from Bournemouth, or there's Nico Williams that would appear to be the main target, but I want to know people's thoughts on Williams. Obviously,
I think
I still take him, but
a lot of people said right, Nico Williams is a bit of an inconsistent player.
I still take.
I like Nico Williams. I don't care if he doesn't come in and score many goals. That for me, I look at it. He shouldn't be the guy just to come in to score goals. I would like Nico Williams. People might disagree with me and say, right, okay, he has to be the guy to score goals. I would like Nico Williams to contribute with Bukayo Saka. I want him to put in performances.
Yeah.
I want him to end up showing that he can be, because Nico Williams can play on the right. He can play as a left, and he's more of a backup to Bukayo Saka. And 100%. I'd use Nico Williams and whoever the centre forward is going to be, then have Bukayo Saka.
Yeah.
All but means for Arsenal to go and get Nico Williams and Isaac or Yoko.
Yeah.
There are two main enforcement attackers. Then you go and get Zubamendi. Then you bring some backup players.
Yeah.
And you have got pretty much we need a transfer window of what we had when we had Declan Rice and that.
Yeah, 100%. Luca, I sorry to cut you off, because I know Seb's got to get going. I just wanted to quickly get his thoughts on Thomas Partey, because apparently his agent's been busy filling offers from clubs in England and abroad with a decision on the player's future so undecided. Seb, I'll come to you first. What do we do with a player like Thomas Partey, man? Because we know he's getting older. We know his contract's up as well, isn't it? I personally keeping him, my honest opinion.
Well, yeah, you keep. Well, yeah, it wouldn't be the worst idea to keep him as a backup. But the thing is, I do think he does actually want to stay. But the thing is, I don't think he'll want to stay. It should just be a number 2. But yeah, if we get the chance to keep him, I would for a couple more seasons. But I seriously do think deep down he's going.
Yeah, you think he'll go, and then we'd hope the replacement is Zubamendi coming in if you don't get hijacked to Real Madrid.
Oh, dear me.
Yeah.
I just hope Luca is being what we think will happen there, that he will join us. I just hope so, but I'm not confident. That's all I'm saying.
I think for me, look, if Thomas Partey, I can see him going. I do, because at first I thought he was going to stay. I really thought Arsenal, there was an obligation where they were going to offer him a 1-year deal to keep. But if Zubamendi, look, it all depends on his Zubamendi deal, because what other targets is there really are? I don't think Arsenal are not really looking at any other alternatives to go and get a Zubamendi, because I can't really think of anyone else who would win it. Kimmich was the one, but he signed a new deal at Bayern Munich and he's committed to Bayern. So I think Partey will go. I can see him going back to La Liga. I can see him mainly going to Barcelona or Atletico Madrid. Maybe Saudi might come in. You don't know. If Saudi do come in, you pounce, you take it.
Yeah, we must.
Would you get 45 million back for when we trigger these release clauses in lockdown? Probably not. But you never know what Saudi offer. But Thomas Partey, for me, I think he's gone. I really do. Yeah. I don't know if he is happy at Arsenal. He might be happy. He might want to say, you know what? Champions League again. Going to give it 1 more year. Let's see if this club can really take it next year and take 1 year step and get 1 step closer because to further go and win the league next year and have a better season like we did last season, but just missed out on luck. But I think Partey's gone.
You think he's gone as well? Fair enough.
I think he is as well, yeah. And I would actually move him on.
Yeah. There we go. So yeah, guys, that is the show done. Obviously, you would do this every single week as always. Just hopefully us three going forward from now on. Obviously, we got a game on Tuesday, don't we? So
Tuesday for them. Yeah,
we could do maybe a review on the Wednesday if you guys would be free as well around this time.
Yeah, that'd be fine with me. Yeah,
we could do it. We could do a review on that game and talk more because after Fulham it's Everton, isn't it?
Yeah, Everton. A few days later, then it's Madrid. Yeah,
then it's a big Madrid game. So yeah. You guys catch us three back again next week. But Seb, Luca, thank you guys so much for coming on today. Do you want to shout anything before we go?
Yeah, of course. First things first, thank you very much. Always loving the podcasts, of course. Are we getting a Monday night podcast for the Fulham game?
Yeah, we will be, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll be there Monday, of course. I'll be there, of course. And also, of course, you can catch me and Seb and Josh, of course, Wednesday night podcast as well, which is today. And also, Seb, are you coming on Monday?
What on Josh's podcast?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
No.
No, I don't do those. I don't do.
He likes to do our show like this now.
Okay, fair enough.
I
Fair
don't
enough.
do those anymore. Yeah.
But yeah, fair enough. Yeah, subscribe to my channel, of course, Luke Talks Ball. We're doing very well. We've done very well on the channel yesterday, which was very good. But of course, I'm just about to make a pre-record video. Make sure you do keep an eye on that. It's about 7 minutes long, so even if it gives you 30 seconds to watch, it does help the algorithm grow. We're 36 subscribers away from 8,400, so we can achieve that. That'd be great. Just keep subscribing, and we've got a vlog this weekend as well against Fleetwood. So big vlog coming this weekend, and of course preview to the Fulham game on Sunday as well. So plenty of content coming out within the next few days. So get subscribing, and thank you very much for having me on, mate.
Yeah, 100%. Seb, you want to shout anything before we go?
Not really. I have got some articles in the pipeline. I've got one on our remaining Premier League fixtures, one on whether Arsenal can beat Real Madrid, and one on Andre Burton, the job that he needs to do at Arsenal. So I've got three in the pipeline. They're probably publishing on match day, so I'm guessing the next one will probably be just before the Fulham game. But yeah, I've got 3 all prepared, all written up. Yeah.
Amazing. You guys can catch me in around an hour's time as we do the Arsenal ladies game. Big game for them tonight in the Women's Champions League quarterfinals, second leg against Real Madrid as well. They're currently 2-0 down, so we're at the Emirates to put it back tonight. I'll be live doing that one at 7 o'clock, guys. You catch me there. Big game, and then I'll probably do a little match review after the game as well. So you guys still got me quite all for the rest of this evening, but yeah, thanks everyone who tuned in. And as always, guys, if I don't see you lot later, take care, everyone. Enjoy